The Devil May Cry series is a masterpiece in action combat, and having played through 5 once before, I may as well platinum the game where it all started. Sitting at an 8 out of 10 difficulty on PSN profiles but only taking an estimated 20 hours, couldn't be that tough, right? Leave a like and we'll play a Soulsborne game at 1000 subs. Our story begins with Dante getting a visit from Trish. She gives him a warm greeting of being stabbed and having a motorcycle thrown at him. GG, roll credits, he's clearly done. After a parry that even Leon Kennedy would be proud of, she states she's not his enemy and guess this is a typical London greeting. She also looks like Dante's mother and pretty sure he has a mummy's kink. We turn over a creepy castle and this is where the voice cutscenes mostly stop for a while. This game is broken up in 23 missions, most of which really have one line or so to explain the plot of it. During this first mission we pick up a key from a marionette which promptly comes to life and attempts to end us. These are the most common enemies throughout the game, pretty easy to deal with. Each time an enemy does a different attack, we'll fill it out in the enemy section of the note. You have to visually see or be hit or even killed by a few of these moves to fill it out. As if Dante is going, that move hit, I better write that down so I don't get hit with it again. Filling out every note for every enemy took me nearly 3 full playthroughs, so you don't get the dopamine hit for that trophy until way later. We shoot our way through a few of these marionettes until we finish the first mission. Each mission gives you a ranking from D to S, getting an S rank will pop a trophy, but you won't see that for a while either. At this point I'm still coming to terms with the controls and the god-awful camera. Our second mission has us retrieve another rusty key, grab a shotgun from under a table, and be stabbed for the second time with a sword. This one's called Alistair. This gives us access to Devil Trigger, something that the game neglects to tell me, so I think we've been given a spiky cattle prod and continue on. Later on in the mission we fill up a blue orb, increasing our max HP and giving us a trophy, Blue Demon. We'll need every hidden blue orb fragment to finally max out the health way later on. I finally found the door to continue the mission, drop down a hole, pick up a rod for the sculpture and meet the next enemies, the Sin Scissors. Best way to dispatch of this is a helm splitter, but there's another way we'll see in the first secret mission. Give the sculpture a rod and finish the mission. This is where I learned that even when the game is paused, the timer doesn't stop. Mission 3 has us complete the Pride of Lion trial to unlock the cathedral door. We run across a bridge, try to come back, get hit by lightning and the bridge falls apart. This takes us to a sort of underwater section. You'll see what I mean later with sort of. Shoot the Sargasso, aka the creepy skulls when they get close, and then go back up. We return the tablet thingy and get jumped by Phantom, our first boss. After a few attempts with no idea what I'm doing, I read the menus to find out we have access to Devil Trigger. Phantom really doesn't like this and goes down pretty quickly. Before ending the mission we need to take on the first secret mission. This gives a blue orb fragment which is needed to max out the health for a trophy. There's 3 trophies attached to these, one for the first completion called Can You Keep a Secret, which we get here, another for 6 completions, and the final for getting all 12 complete. We leave the area to finish the mission, pop the trophy Arachnophobia for surviving our first encounter with Phantom. This takes us on to mission 4, Black Knight. Phantom's still not happy with our use of Devil Trigger, chases down the hallway. Here you can either escape or fight. We take the second option and face tank the damage while slashing like a madman. We use our tablet gain from mission 3 to drop a barrier and beat the shit out of the statue. This causes a shadow to jump us. While it runs around it's completely immune to melee damage, meaning you have to shoot it. Me having no clue what I'm doing, end up going down to it. Turns out going in completely blind was not the play, but this is on my profile now so I need to see it through. I got off and grind up some red orbs to buy some much needed upgrades, pop the Thunderstruck trophy for getting an S-rank convo with Alistair. Take out the shadow, not knowing about his desperation move. When it glows red it will try to grab Dante. If successful it will ragdoll him around before exploding. This feels like it should almost nuke your HP, but even on harder difficulties it does less than expected. Next we ride an elevator, grab a sword, stab a statue, collect an orb. Our reflection looks pissed at us, go outside to touch grass and meet our second recurring boss, Nello Angelo. After putting us through our paces for a bit he notices Dante's necklace and decides not to kill him, running away instead. This will pop the trophy, You're No Angel, for surviving the encounter with D'Angelo Wallace. Next mission has us taking out a shadow within a time limit for this melancholy soul thingy. This is where I mess up. I don't manage to take him out in time and end up restarting the playthrough entirely to have a better amount of red orbs and slightly know what I'm doing. I watch a few speedruns to get an idea of what I should be doing combat wise, make it back here and finish it on my first try. Only getting an A rank, feeling slightly cheated if I'm honest. Next mission has us roaming the waterways to drain the water from the castle sewer system. Everyone loves a sewer mission. There's never been any bad sewer missions in the history of gaming. We pick up a rusty key, get attacked by bugs like it's summer evening, run through the sewers and meet a mini boss of sorts in the Death Scissors. Slightly different moves than the Sin Scissors, but traps you in a small area. I pop a holy water to finish it off and pick up the trophy for Smashing Sensation for finishing this mission with an S rank. Next mission is to escape the sewers as our health slowly drains. Phantom takes another crack at us when I'm too fast and escape before he can do anything. We make it up to the bedroom where we stabbed the statue earlier and finish the mission. Next mission is the boss fight with Phantom. There's actually 2 ways to finish this fight, either take down all of his health or another way which I'll use later in Dante Must Die mode. After removing his health we get the trophy squashed like a bug as he crashes through the glass into the entrance wall below. We open up the drawbridge, pick up the grenade launcher, easily the best weapon in the game, and leave the castle, which finishes the mission. Outside in, I guess, the courtyard, we meet an enemy called the Blade. They're fast, but die pretty quickly. These are an enemy you need to die in 2 different ways to later to fill out the enemy files. We're currently deathless since restarting, so that's later John's problem, and fuck that guy. Quick jumping puzzle, and we grab Bifrit, which gives us a different devil trigger, which plays very different to Alistair. Time to meet the next boss, Zapdos' slow cousin, Griffin. Because I have the grenade launcher, I spam that until the chicken stops flapping. He of course runs away, as every boss has done so far, dropping some red orbs, so we pop the trophy for seeing red for gaining over 10,000 red orbs. And it's the mission, pop the trophy for Beard of Prey for surviving the encounter with Griffin. Next mission is to make it through the Lost Woods section of the game, as every game has to have some sort of nod to Zelda somewhere. This area, I shit you not, you free some glowing tiny entity, a fairy if you will, and follow it through the woods. After 3 of the same room, we make it to a new room with baby phantoms. They die a lot quicker though. After cleaning them up, we finish the mission. Mission 11 has a secure chalice to open the way to the ghost ship, but first we have a death scythe and a room full of blades. While fighting the blades, I get an S-rank combo while using Ifrit, and it pops this trophy right here. After dropping off the chalice, D'Angelo comes back for round 2, we take him out, he runs away, and we pop a trophy for finishing the chapter. Broken Halo for scaring him off for the 2nd time. Now for the ghost ship, the second of the swimming levels, but actually swimming this time. You also meet the blades underwater. If they kill you underwater, it contributes to your enemy files. Still at 0 deaths, so that's future John's problem. We pick up the needle gun on our way through the ship. This is the only gun that can be used for the underground swimming areas, not to be confused with the underground walking areas. Once on the poop deck, Zapdos decides it's time for round 2. We quickly put him down and get access to the captain's quarters and finish the mission for a trophy. Next mission has us swimming out of the now sunken ship with a new needle gun, that's no issue, and only a 3-minute mission. Next up, we need to open up the Colosseum. There are 2 paths to open. If you open both, you get a weapon, which will be our final weapon for this trophy. Which now means it's time to put Zap Not down for good. More grenade spams and Griffin attack later. We pop the trophy 50% of all enemy entries. And he goes down and asks Mundus for help, who politely declines. But static beer. We pick up the Wheel of Destiny so we can head back into the castle. Here I accidentally leave the recording pause. All that's to note is we get back to the castle, return to where we found Fountain Fist, find a ball of goo called Nightmare, very fitting name for later difficulties. Luckily you have to play through this game a minimum of 3 times, so here's the boss from Dante Must Die mode. He has 2 orbs on his back, which he likes to show off when he attacks. The game doesn't like to tell you this, but too many hits make them break, so he takes less damage in future encounters. He's easily the most complicated boss, even on a base level of lighting the circles, so he's damageable. We'll get more into strats later in the video, but for now we take him down, we head into some mirrors. Yep, this game's a fever dream. A trophy would pop here for finishing the mission. Here, have the sound but no pop-up. This mission is the biggest pain point I had in harder difficulties. We started with the re-entering the castle, parrying fireballs back at a T-Rex, and confronted D'Angelo for the final time. This is where Dante finds out it was his brother Virgil. The trophy fallen angel pots was defeating Nello Angelo, and we head into the next chapter. Silver linings for killing his brother. This gives Dante the other half of the amulet to awaken the Sword of Sparta. A weapon I used for approximately 10 minutes before realising there's no devil trigger, so meh. There are some story related things as to why sword good, but sword no give me devil trigger, so sword bad. We pick up the Philosopher's Egg, throw it into the fire, beat Nightmare's ass for the 2nd time, clearing the mission and popping the good night trophy. We head back into the mirrors, take the other one into the bedroom, walk to the mirror, pick up the Philosopher's Stone, get jumped by nobody. These guys really don't like fire. Off to Hogwarts we go. Before taking on Nightmare for the final time, I take some time and find out some of the red orbs, popping this trophy, Blood Flows Red, for collecting 25,000. Now for the showdown with Nightmare. After knocking the majority of its HP, Trish betrays us and starts throwing thunderbolts at us, adding something extra to this fight. After some dodging and spamming moves on Nightmare, it finally goes down, popping the Nightmare's Over trophy for defeating Nightmare once and for all. Dante saves Trish as he's hoping to get some and continues on to Mundus. Mundus has chained up Trish, takes cheap shots at Dante. Trish saves Dante, taking the big hit from Mundus. Dante, now realising he won't be getting any from Trish, gets pissed off and devil triggers, starting this 3-phase boss fight. Starting off, it's an inverted control flying fight. Shoot the old, build up devil trigger, fire a dragon by using the devil trigger, rinse and repeat until Mundus goes into the next phase. This next one is where any untouchables are super useful, as you can jump into the lava, which itself cannot kill you, spam attacks until Mundus goes down. Dante screams the best line to ever be in any video game ever.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
Leaves the sword and amulet with Trish. This pops the trophy, the devil went down too. Time to escape the castle. We run most of the way through until we get back to where the aeroplane was in the yearly game. Here's the 3rd phase of Mundus I mentioned earlier. After some quick slaps to the face, Trish drops in, apparently not dead, gives Dante her power and...
Jackpot!
We use the plane, somehow not destroyed by the crumbling castle, and escape with Trish. This pops warming up for finishing the game on normal mode, and the devil made me do it for finishing the game without dying. Now for stage 2, hard mode and clearing up all but one trophy. Going into hard mode riding the high of just finishing the first playthrough, we start with all weapons and abilities we had gotten in the normal playthrough. The best thing you can do in this playthrough is stockpile as many items as you can, avoid using them unless absolutely necessary. This is where I started to follow a guide to be able to find the remaining secret missions. In mission 4 I finished the 6th one for this trophy called the Secret 6. Pop the trophy Redemption for collecting 50,000 red orbs. Using these orbs we pop the devils in the details for purchasing the last of Dante's skills. Finish the final secret mission for the Secrets Out trophy, and finish off hard mode for the Boiling trophy. At this point I start a Dante Must Die playthrough with minimal items. This was a mistake. After finishing the first mission I popped the Untouchable trophy for finishing a mission without taking damage. I'm still missing a couple of trophies I want to finish before fully committing to Dante Must Die mode, so I roll back my save, do an extra normal mode playthrough and grab some items. Get the last blue orb fragment to get the Blue Devil trophy, and in that same area get the final enemy entry for the I Read You Like a Book trophy. This leaves just Dante Must Die mode. This took an entire week for me to complete. Getting to Phantom for the first fight I realised just how rough this was going to be. Dante does the damage of a wet paper towel and bosses can easily kill you with a single combo, mixing that with the least cooperative camera I've ever experienced. If you decide to take on this challenge, prepare to die a lot, and I mean a lot. There was some cheese that happened in some of the bosses, but many it was get good or suffer, and I definitely suffered. If this channel gets memberships one day, I'll upload the entire run as a members video. Angelo received some spam to take him down the first time, finally got the Phantom alternate kill by having him break the glass by jumping on it 5 times. Second Angelo was a bit of item spam. This was definitely a mistake on hindsight and made the final fight way worse. Skip the first Griffin as I already had Ifrit. The second one went down first time but with another Untouchable used. I really should have been more stingy with items. This was painful watching it back. Now with Griffin 3 the fight itself wasn't too bad, but because of items I'd wasted up until this point I couldn't really use anything unless I was sure I'd win, which means if I did and died I'd have to reload the save. The difficult part here was the shield doors. The death sides here were brutal. Such a small area with a moving platform, I was getting destroyed. Nightmare. Honestly, what a nightmare. This was the first boss I had actually sat and researched because I had to be missing something. Turns out the orbs go between fights, so don't damage one too badly. Ifrit charge punches and switches between the two orbs when possible. Let him grab you and take you to the other realms to fight the other bosses. It does big damage without hitting any of the cores and weakening them before the next fight. It wasn't until the third fight in the Dante Must Die mode that I actually started to understand it properly. I actually started baiting the attacks I wanted and knowing how to punish them. Nello Angelo 3. Holy shit. I have a 4-hour recording of just attempts of this fight. He ended up getting stuck on some stairs and I'll be honest, I was sick of his damn face by this point. My stress ball was destroyed, thankfully the only casualty. Nightmare 2 is actually pretty easy. You can hide up on some steps and be safe on 95% of his attacks. Jump attack with Ifrit and beat the top core. Nightmare 3. I now look back and actually had a lot of fun learning this properly. Ended with some holy water as I wanted this playthrough to be done. Mundus, Mundy Boy, Mundalino. First phase, easy as ever. Spam Devil Stars so you can spam the dragon attack. Easy enough. Takes a load of them so to make sure they're saved up. Phase 2 was actually fun to learn. I ended up having a really nice Mundus who used the easy to dodge attack so I could weaken him down enough to spam my 2 Untouchables to finish the fight. Mundus 3 is still as easy as ever, and with the Devil Star I'd kept behind I didn't have to spam at Ebony and Ivory to get the Devil trigger, so we can finally hit that. Aeroplane is easy enough. Spam shoot until you escape. I'm not sure it's possible to die here, and the final trophy for Dante Must Die pops, followed by the Platinum trophy. Let me know what other series I should tackle in the comments below.